Hi, thank you all for coming. This isn't going to take very long. I would have preferred not to be doing this because usually FBI investigations are kept confidential. And in all my years of doing this, which is more than I'd like to admit, as many of you know, I've never participated in talking publicly about an FBI investigation we were familiar with. So what I want to talk about very briefly today is sort of respond to what I consider this breathless coverage right now. And I'm not complaining about it again, but I'm just simply saying there's really nothing new that has been happening in this case for 4 months. In April, the FBI came to us and told us that they were investigating a matter as to whether one of Mr. Busby's clients had committed extortion in the way they were demanding money from Deshaun, or what they would do if he didn't pay them. We talked to them. We were not the ones who contacted them. They contacted us. We talked to them. We even let them interview Deshaun. And if y'all can find a lawyer who would let his client talk to the FBI, if the lawyer thought his client had done anything wrong or had any exposure, then I'll be very, very surprised. So we've kept that confidential. They, of course, would not be informing us of the investigation and where it stood. I don't know where it stands today. They have no obligation to be telling us that, and we haven't asked them. If we had relevant information and they asked, we would share it with them, and that was it. It never occurred to us, no matter how it might have been to our advantage to tell the public, that the FBI was investigating one of Mr. Busby's clients' claims, and the way they went about it never occurred to us to go public with that. That would interfere with the FBI's investigation, and it wouldn't be appropriate. Until yesterday, I did not know that they were also apparently, and I don't have reason to doubt this now, they were apparently also investigating Mr. Busby's allegations. But I'm glad to hear they are. I wasn't aware of it, but we wouldn't be aware of it. They wouldn't tell us that they shouldn't. They're conducting a private investigation. And I'm delighted they are, as I say, because we want everything to come out. And so Mr. Busby, and by the way, this thing of sexual trafficking that everybody's talking about, that's nothing new. Mr. Busby talked about it in one of his petitions that he filed and made the allegation. So if the FBI is going to investigate whether Mr. Busby, one of Mr. Busby's clients, is trying to extort money and committing illegal acts, they're certainly going to want to be able to tell the public later, if there is an outcome of charges of something, that they looked at both sides and that they looked at the allegations of the other side as well as allegations of extortion. So I welcome the investigation to look into all of it. We will continue to cooperate with them in any way they want. We have from the first cooperated with the Houston Police Department, cooperated with the District Attorney's Office, and we'll cooperate with the FBI, and ultimately, down the line, we'll cooperate with the NFL, because we know Deshaun has done absolutely nothing wrong. And the reason I say I didn't want to be here for this is that these kind of things should not be worked out in the public. They should be privately conducted so that innocent people are not harmed. But I do want to make sure everybody understands, if Mr. Busby continues to put his clients out, presenting them to Sports Illustrated, who, by the way, if we want to talk about agendas, the Sports Illustrated reporter that keeps writing about this, and one time in an email to me, referred to Deshaun's as yet unproven innocence, which reflects sort of an attitude. But regardless of that, he keeps putting these people out there, and then having people say different things that we know we have documents for are untrue. We're going to be forced to respond. We have tried as hard as we could to not be trying this in the public domain. That is not exactly the way it's supposed to be done. I do want to serve notice that if people lie to the FBI, that's a felony. So I urge you, if they contact you, to tell them the truth, whatever that is. We do not want to get in the way of anybody expressing themselves about this. The whole reason there was never even any settlement or discussions or Mr. Busby wanted something is we have insisted from the beginning that everything be public, except private investigations. I can only conclude that Mr. Busby's knowledge of the criminal justice system and the way it's worked probably if you put it in a thimble, there would be a lot of room left.